everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm not recording this right after a ride, as yesterday I was riding way too late and I hadn't time to record the podcast episode, so I'm recording this the day after in the morning. As I told you in the last episode, I plan to restart the interval training to see whether the second or the third type of interval is giving me the best results. So I started yesterday very late, it was around 7 p.m. It cooled down a lot in the last few days. So in the morning we have around 5 degrees Celsius, and during the day, even if the sun is out, it's around 20 degrees. So the thing yesterday was that the sun was already set or almost set, so the temperature quickly has fallen to around 15 degrees. For me that's quite favorable, as I like it more if it is colder while riding, as I tend to overheat more, especially during the summer. I had to wear my jacket on the uphill, but that was no problem at all. I was sweating a bit, but not too much, as the airflow cooled me quite well. I'm looking forward to the next few weeks, as I'm trying to ride consistently even if winter is approaching, to keep up my stamina and so on, as I try to beat the e-bike time as soon as possible, and I don't want to lose my built-up stamina during the winter. As I noticed, when I take a break during winter without any sports, I tend to start from the very beginning when I start to ride again in spring. My stamina isn't too bad there, but I still have to do some training to get back to my old stamina, being able to ride longer uphills with, 15 kilometers and more than 1,000 meters of elevation difference. So as said, I wanted to do the first interval again. I wanted to restart the interval training yesterday, but so I was riding on the cycle path. I pushed there harder than usual, as it felt quite good how my legs were performing. I was riding faster than normally. I crossed the bridge and approached the first uphill, and there I played it safe a bit, as the first 15 minutes are warm-up. But then some doubt came up. I thought, why not redo the reference ride today, as my legs feel quite good. Then I decided, okay, I promised to do the interval training, let's stick with that. And while thinking back and forth 2 or 3 times, I decided to do the reference ride again. And I pushed really hard, as I didn't lose that much time at the beginning, as I took the decision pretty early. So the time could be a good reference without having to subtract a few seconds from the time I've wasted during the slow warm-up. I pushed really hard on the first interval, as I knew I will ride the flatter section soon, so I could recover there. But also there I pushed hard, as it went quite good. I don't know how fast I was, but it felt like 15 kilometers an hour or something. Then I've passed the restaurant, went over to the forest road. I've probably exaggerated on the first few steep ramps, as my stamina was quite low at the end of those ramps, but I tried to recover while maintaining a good pace on the not so steep uphill which leads me to the trail. I pushed really hard. I've chosen a higher gear than normally, which meant that my legs had to work harder, and I also felt some pain in my butt, as the force which I had to put in the pedals was higher than normally. But I tried to balance it out between exaggeration and good speed. And in the end, I felt like I could at least beat my time, which I've ridden the last time, by around 10 seconds or something. Not big of a deal, because I thought at the beginning I wasted already 5 to 10 seconds, but I was confident that I would beat at least the time of last time by a few seconds. So pushed really hard. At the end, I had a very strange feeling in my knees, some sort of numbness. I never had that before. Probably I pushed too hard, but I really wanted to crush that time. I really had to focus very hard this time to maintain that pace. I looked ahead a few meters on the road, always thinking, let's do additional 3 meters, let's do the next 3 meters to keep on going, always with the end goal in mind, but I had to subdivide it in shorter goals to maintain that hard pace. And in the end, I put down my bike. I struggled a bit unlocking my phone, wasted a few seconds there, The time, let's say it was okay. So it was 21 minutes more or less exactly. So probably those 10 seconds, which it took me longer, as before it took me 20 minutes and 50 seconds, are due to the slow start, then approaching the first uphill not as fast as I could. I couldn't improve, but my stamina is still on the same level, so that's a good thing. And as I said, I will try the second type of interval training again with 5 minutes of intense, with the 5 minutes intense part and 2 minutes of rest, repeating that 3 times. And then 15 minutes of warm-up and cool-down at the very beginning, at the very end of the training, to see if actually that was the best method. Besides that, I guess I found a solution for your back pain, as it wasn't the case this time. And I tried it the last few weeks to see if that kind of training method is improving my back health, as only my glutes were hurting this time. I guess I found a quite viable solution, and I will try to put out a podcast episode, or in general more value-based podcast episodes in the future days and weeks. Also that one episode about how to improve your riding skills on the downhill. Thank you for listening, and until the next time.